Bay Area Public School District Board of Education set to hear a boundary adjustment recommendation today.
As we first told you, the district's latest scenario involves consolidating, closing, and building new schools. Emily Roberts is live outside the district office building in Green Bay this morning. And Emily, what do families need to know?
Tammy Emerson, depending what the board decides, it could change where your children go to class. So you may remember scenario C involves building a brand new West Side Elementary School where Kennedy is right now. It also involves closing Elmore Elementary and consolidating Doty and Langlade Elementary. That's just a small snapshot of the entire scenario. The board hearing the latest recommendation comes just a day after final goodbyes to 3 Green Bay elementary schools shutting their doors for good. Students and teachers spanning decades walking the halls one last time. A Wequiak Elementary administrator says saying goodbye to buildings is emotional.
Change sometimes is hard, but you know, there's always something good to come out of change. So I think it's exciting for the kids to have a new opportunity.
The meeting is scheduled for 5 tonight, and again, it could really change what the district looks like, meaning shutting some of those doors and even building that brand new school. Live in Green Bay, Emily Roberts, Action 2 News.